Like you still got me up there. That's wild.
I'm getting lazy. I have not changed the picture yet.
You still got my picture up there, dog. That's crazy.
It is the 5th Friday. Happy Friday.
Yeah, let's get it.
We're going to record this tonight and put it out tomorrow. So, just keep that in mind. So we're live right now. I am your host, K Russ, and this is
OJ, what's popping?
So we got a couple things we want to talk about, a couple burning subjects that we wanted to come to you. Didn't want to take too many days off. First thing we're going to discuss is something that I thought was funny, the hilarity of the situation. So it was no secret that Donald Trump felt he deserved the Nobel Peace Prize. He did whatever he could do to win the prize, but I think he kind of shot himself in the foot when he started moving troops and some of the quote unquote peace talks. People were dying during some of the ceasefires, and a lot of it seemed constructed. So he didn't win it, and FIFA, one of the most corrupt organizations on the planet, they decided to honor our 47th president with an award, and they called it a peace prize. And if you have time, just watch him receive the award. He's so happy.
He took it. He snatched it.
He snatched it. He couldn't wait. Couldn't wait.
They didn't even put on his neck. He just.
And then the way he made it seem like it was a prize, like, oh, really? give me that. I was lightweight. I was happy for him. I was happy that he was happy. It's I don't.
You want your old people to be happy.
I just like seeing people happy, and that made him happy. He stayed awake. He stayed awake for the whole ceremony.
Whole ceremony. Whole ceremony.
It was nodding off.
Now, granted, it was daytime though.
It was before sleeping hours.
Yeah, but I think it was after his nap. I think it was after because I think it was like a mid-evening event.
I have no idea. It was today, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah,
it's like a mid-evening.
He got his participation. So
I think you got to get him like in the morning, like between like 9 and 11.
And
so and then after 2, like 2 to 5, because you take a nap in between there.
I was giving him much when he first took office. I was giving him a lot of props because he's old. He's very old. He's very old, but it seemed like he had a lot of vigor. But whatever he was taking,
that all vigor was act. That vigor was all show, dog.
Whatever he's taking in January, he's not taking it in December. He ran out. He got to re-up. Dog.
That vigor is out of there.
Why even call a press conference if you're gonna sleep through it? And he was like 6 inches away from the guy. He was like 6 inches away from the guy.
He was in the frame of the video, man. That's hilarious.
Hey, that cameraman, he ain't shit, dog. That cameraman, you got one job, bro. You can't embarrass. It's already embarrassing enough how people.
No, he's sick of his shit too. He's sick of his shit. He said, "Oh, you gonna sleep? I'm sick of his shit anyway."
I'm surprised they didn't get a close up of the slobber. That would have been too much.
I was telling you, man.
Oh my goodness. But yeah. So.
Nah, but FIFA's doing that because the World Cup is supposed to be coming here and all of that. So I believe that was the bigger play.
Yeah,
honestly.
So
because people get a ton of money for that.
Oh yeah. All the things that they did, in the last 2 Olympics, and it all came to light. All the bribes. And it's very intricate how they do it because they give a lot of countries equal say. So the smaller countries can be bought, you know what I'm saying? And then they give their votes they're not supposed to ask for bribes, but they can't. They can. It's not supposed to ask for the bribe, but a couple donations to my country. You build a couple bridges. Donate to my whatever, and then Curacao is voting for France. And it's like, that's interesting. Weren't they colonized by France? Like, you guys are natural enemies. Why are you? It's very interesting how it works. But a burning topic that has come to light because of Twitter's recent revealing of locations, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the rage farmers, I'll call them.
Okay.
Turns out there are a lot of them are overseas. A lot of people that Americans argue with every day are in Pakistan and Russia and India. They're arguing with non-Americans about American issues, and people who are easily swayed by disinformation will share the information, and it doesn't matter how much you fact check people. They're not your people. But there's a whole section of these farms that are dedicated to Black rage,
Getting paid.
So they're people who cosplay as Black people who cover sports, entertainment, and politics, and their job is just engagement. So they say mean, hateful things, but their only job, because they go by the views, is to incite, passionate arguments that don't necessarily represent the opinions of Black people.
Yeah.
So when Elon Musk revealed, he pulled the mask off of a lot of these people, it was they found out a lot of the Black blogs aren't Black blogs. These are people from overseas.
But he knew that. And you
Oh,
know how he knew that? So when I was on Twitter before it became X, even then, okay,
mm-hmm.
but like right after it became X, it was even worse. Like when he bought Twitter and it was still Twitter for like what, 2 months or whatever,
Yeah.
I saw the shift. Like, and because of my profession of what I was doing, I was only following like doctors and like medical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so my algorithm on that app should have been for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But somehow it was always still like I started getting infiltrated with these other stuff coming to my timeline or whatever. And when you would go to their account, they would have a huge following and they would only be on Twitter for like 3 months. And I'm like, how?
Oh, to piggyback off what you're saying, you remember when he made his initial push to buy Twitter, and then he tried to back out. Do you remember the reason why he backed out?
Yes, it was a bunch of fake accounts.
A bunch of fake accounts. So, when you say fake account, what are you saying when it's a fake account? Like accounts that are actively on Twitter that aren't real people, or one guy who owns 20 accounts, or people who make accounts to push their numbers, but they're really
He
bots.
meant farming. You know exactly what he meant.
I believe it to be farmers because the FBI said the FBI had a whole investigation into this, but it was attached to the election. The election in which Donald Trump was elected was supposedly swayed by people on the internet who were Russian bot farmers.
Yes.
They concluded it. It wasn't an opinion. It was concluded.
Yeah.
And His Majesty Trump admitted it. His Marco Rubio was in charge of the investigation. He concluded it. Right. So it was not a secret that the people on Twitter have been farming overseas people to make these accounts. And then, when we make it, if we make an account on YouTube and it only makes us 80, 90, 100, $200, something like that, it's only $200 to us.
Yes, correct.
If you are in Pakistan or Nigeria or any of these other places,
That's a
that
lot.
money goes far. That's, you know, lifestyle changing money.
You know what I was doing for $10 in Cambodia?
We're not gonna talk about you, a married man. We're not gonna talk about that.
No, no, not like that, not like that. Although that was there, like
You
I
said
got
no.
a 6 pack of beer and a full body massage for $10. Like that's what I meant. The pizza was like 250 for a huge pie. Beer was 75 cents. Like yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts. And they took cash.
Man, I want to go on a vacation. I want to go to, you know, I want to go with my wife or my son to one of these places where the dollar just stretches so far, and you know, just ball out in a hotel and just chillax with the family or something like that. I got to do it one time.
I got you offline. I got you offline. I got you offline.
We'll
Not
knock it
that
out.
far either. Not that far. Super close.
So another subject:
Yeah, let's do it.
January 6th pipe bomber. Now this
Let's
story
talk
was
about it.
this.
So before we
Go ahead.
get into this, believe it or not, the first news outlet to break this story was Fox.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I was watching it myself.
You got it. You got to watch both sides and
Now,
these.
granted, the reason they were the first ones to release this is because everybody in the administration came from Fox, so they just went back to their buddies. So,
Oh, you
like,
you think they have more inside scoop, right? But I
like,
think the only inside
no,
scoop they have is
no.
negative.
So, and I want to say that to say this. So, of course, they were the first, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the judge that was on the show, she's now like a prosecutor in like
Not Shapiro. Is
DC
her
or
name
something like.
Shapiro? Janine Shapiro?
I think so. I think so. Whoever, whatever the judge would, whatever, short, Chip Bryant, whatever. Her.
Yeah.
She's back there and she was talking, and I think she was on. I think Ingram, who I honestly don't
Laura
like
Ingram.
watching her show. Her show is horrible, but she was on there and they was going through it, and apparently she was a part of the investigation, and she kept trying to ask her and bait her into saying questions about the guys like affiliations and stuff like that, because I think she thought that he was going to be one side and not the other, and I'm hearing the questions, and the judge lady is dodging them. Like she is not trying to like she's answering around it, stuff like that. And I'm literally normally there bashing the other side, like usually,
Yeah.
like oh he was deranged, he was crazy, because apparently he started buying this stuff in 2019. So when they said that, I'm like 2019. That was right around the time they started all that conspiracy theory nonsense.
Well, the conspiracy theory was that it was an inside FBI job,
Yes,
right?
that was the conspiracy theory.
And one of the reasons, along with the Epstein files, I think they call it a false flag operation.
Uh-huh.
And one of the guys who was hired into the Trump organization, he swore up and down it was a false flag operation, right? So he's swearing up and down it's a false flag operation. He gets in. It's been a year, and the investigation is pretty much dead, right? But then the head of the FBI, what was his name? The cross-eyed dude,
So
Cash Cash Patel. That he's hanging on by a thread. He's hanging on by a thread. He needs a win, and then boom, we got this guy, right? and it's a black MAGA. it's a it's a black MAGA. And it's like what? What the black? So
they didn't want to say none of that
look,
though
look,
on Fox.
the black MAGAs.
They didn't want to say none of that on
They don't
Fox.
usually they support Trump, but they don't put no skin in the game, right? They always have that. You know what? It's like they're not like full white nationalists with it, right? They go to that precipice, and then they go blind and deaf and dumb whenever it's something that wouldn't reflect well upon them. And apparently, this guy, you know, They got the pings from the cell
Cell
towers.
phone. Yep.
They got the receipts from the stuff that he supposedly had bought.
And had other people buy for him.
Yes, right. And I, and if that's the evidence, that evidence was available. You know, how many years ago? It's like 5 years ago.
Yeah. So what they're saying is, because this is what the lady said on Fox, that they had to. So pretty much what they did was use AI to do all the information, to sync all that together. Of course,
Oh,
with
okay.
Doge and all of that, to pinpoint, because all those things were common, like common items that you could buy anywhere.
Yeah.
So they first had to sync where all that was sourced, who was buying that stuff, who was buying it in the area, and then that's because, like I said, he had the people buying that stuff for him as well. You're not being able to track that because he's not buying it all at once. He started getting that stuff in 2019.
Well, the interesting thing about it,
This is what
so
they're saying allegedly.
it's
So,
it's one allegedly it's 100% circumstantial.
yeah,
100.
100%, 100%.
He had the time, the space, and the opportunity. He has the credit card that shows similar purchases. Whatever he didn't purchase, supposedly somebody else bought for him. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So they basically need a confession. Being there, having purchased the items, does not a pipe bomb maker make, right?
Yeah, but they're gonna search for more and see if he has any modem, if
Well,
he did anything else
if
with
he's
it.
guilty, it won't be hard to prove it,
Yeah,
right? His locality is the biggest thing. But that, like I said, your proximity to the crime. If I'm at Costco at the time of a murder and I have the same type of shoes and I purchase the same type of knife that the killer used, that's still circumstantial. There's no
yeah,
eyewitness.
yes,
They didn't find his DNA evidence and link him to the crime.
no,
None of that.
nope.
And whatever DNA they got from those materials, they still have on file.
Yeah, but my
And
whole thing is this, dog.
mhm,
You remember Minority Report?
yeah,
That's the age we in right now,
well, the AI is gonna predict that that you're about to commit a crime.
and they gonna lock your ass up ahead of time.
He's like, yeah, we noticed you was not having a good time with your baby mama, and according to your history, it seems like
You was
that's
gonna
something you
beat
do.
her, so we just gonna take you to jail now. What?
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell. Why we in? Listen, the iRobot Minority Report area is area. I mean, not
Era,
era is now.
man.
Is that I'm about to go back and watch that movie. I'm about to do the whole all of that. Like cause the I was listening to that lady on Fox telling me how they got the information, and I already said it wasn't them people doing it. They use AI to do all that mapping and zoning in on an area, and then use cell phone towers to ping who was in that area. And they don't got them just at Costco. They got them at Costco, at Walmart, at Walgreens. Every spot that he had a thing at, they got him pinged to that area as well.
But the
Now,
reason why
granted,
the reason
all
why
that's still a circumstantial without any DNA and all that stuff on it. Yes.
the reason why I'm still skeptical is if they had the guy and they had the smoking gun.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys they get out ahead of stuff so much and they shoot themselves in the foot with the information and they have to retract, especially Cash Patel.
Mm-hmm.
When they thought they had the killer, when they thought he was up there like, hey, we got the killer for Charlie Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he didn't wait 10 minutes to vet the information.
And I think they learned from all of that. And
Yeah.
also, and
But
I think also
what
what they
happens
want to do this
when you
time,
hire qualified people? You don't have to, there's
you ain't
no,
got to worry about that.
you don't worry about that. You
But
know
then
what I'm saying?
also, I think what he was trying to do as well this time around was see what side of the aisle this person was on. Because again, They like exploiting that.
Oh yes. The first thing they do is be like, he was a gay nationalist who worshiped Islam. They throw all that information out, but we don't have any. We're not gonna share any more information. We just know he was a leftist. Like what?
Extreme left.
Oh my goodness! And when they'll dismiss all the stuff on the right, and they don't understand. To them, they're uh, balancing it out. But to somebody who's not politically inclined, who doesn't really listen, it's obvious that they're being biased, and they don't make a good attempt to hide their bias. It's crazy. Moving on. So, birthright citizenship. So let me see when did America start using birthright citizenship? I know there's gonna be a black mega. I'm be like it was for the slaves. I get that. When was birthright citizenship established? 1868 is the 14th Amendment was established in 1868. Okay, and what year was the slaves freed? I should know this by heart.
1619? No.
Okay, this is one of those. This is one of those questions with multiple answers.
It is.
1865. So they're twins. They're cousins, right? So the 14th Amendment establishes that if you're born in America, you are an American citizen. American citizen. Uh, most developed countries establish it. That's the way you get your citizenship. Other ways you can get like a green card.
Naturalized.
You can be naturalized. Yes. You can marry into citizenship. You still have to go through the process, but the one thing that cannot be challenged if you are born here, even if your mom just got here 8 minutes ago, you are an
Yes.
American
You are
citizen.
American citizen.
The Trump administration wants to establish guidelines on who can become American. They're not across the board with it because they've already had, they're stopping other Americans like the Jamaicans and the Haitians and even even though Puerto Ricans are Americans, they don't want them to be Americans. Cubans, all they got to do is make it to our shores, right? And they want to stop all that. All right. So this goes back into something we discussed earlier. There is a belief among the right that people who come from El Salvador, who come from Venezuela, who come from Mexico, sneak into the United States and they all vote Democrat. So in their mind, they wanted to round up and get rid of as many immigrants, illegal and or otherwise, before the next election, right? And they believe that that would be the tipping point and that there would never be another liberal president, right? Apparently that's not working because they're gerrymandering like crazy to get them extra seats because all signs
That
point.
was never gonna work.
Well, because number one, what fool would walk 10,000 miles to get here and then give it all up to fake register just to stack the odds in his deck, right? That's foolish. And I could see if there was widespread um arrests, like you find 100 people in Bakersfield and 100 people in San Diego and 100 people in New York and 100 people, and it's all like, well, there's probably more type situation. No, it's just a random belief. It reminds me of the situation with the welfare, right? When they made all the people who were on welfare in Florida, they made them take drug tests. and then they caught so few people that the amount that they spent
On the
on
drug test
testing
was not worth it. Yeah.
was not worth it because they're not catching anybody. So it was just a money pit for them. And it's like, well, if there are people on drugs, on welfare, it's such a small amount that it would be negligible. A lot of states had to find out the hard way. It's the same thing with the welfare to work program. When 70, 80 people, when 70 to 80% of the people on welfare already have a job, then, the requirement, is kind of moot, because that 20% are like disabled people who are between jobs and things like that. And when you lose your job, you should be able to apply for welfare in the meantime. You're creating barriers. So that 20% was is a lot of states, especially the poorest states. The poorest states are always the ones who are hardest on welfare. The ones who have money don't really sweat it because you need labor, you need people. You don't want to create hardship when you don't have to. But states that don't produce money, that don't tax the people, who don't have streams of revenue, don't have ports, they don't have the ways to bring in money, go harder on the poor and disenfranchised. And then they support it. It's crazy. Poor people use the services the most. They use the roads, they use welfare, they use Medicare, they use the services the most. So if you can convince those people that they're taking your money, if you convince those people, they will vote against their interests because millionaires don't use those services. It's for you, right? And the money's gonna be taxed regardless. It's just you have to find out, what do you want to spend it on. You can spend it on defense. You can spend it on millionaires and their tax breaks. You can do whatever you want. But if you leave it to the masses, they will usually vote for the masses. So you have to muddy the waters.
Yeah, but people, no, I can't say that because people are stupid.
Yes.
Like, I'm tired of trying to give people benefit of the doubt, and I say people are stupid because trickle down economics never worked.
No.
So they just literally took 1.6 trillion from healthcare, right, to give to these corporations for tax breaks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And those same corporations that are getting now these extra, mind you, these are additional breaks on top of what Trump already did from 2017, because those tax breaks was just going to expire in 2025.
Yes.
So he extended those and then added these additional ones on top of it that are quote unquote permanent now, right?
So when they say
And
they're
all
permanent,
these companies, huh?
when they say they're permanent, I don't understand. Like,
I know I got to look into that too,
okay, because
because
as long as you have
usually,
a Congress, a president, and a Supreme Court, nothing's permanent.
yeah, but they just signed us into law.
Yeah, but so was Roe versus Wade.
No, Roe, that was never in law. That was always a court case. That's why they said. So that was the big reason why Republicans said, "Well, we're doing this so we can send it back to the states, so we can have it to where we can sign it into law. If the people want it, sign it into law."
And
That
they
was that
never
whole
voted on
thing,
it.
huh?
And then they never voted on it.
And they never voted on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Any-
so that was that whole thing. But regardless,
Let me ask,
um,
oh,
huh?
go ahead.
No, I forgot what I was about to say.
I wanted to
Um,
ask you about the 50 Cent documentary about Puff
I
Daddy.
haven't
Have you
watched
seen
it
it
yet. I haven't watched it yet.
yet? My wife she's deep into the whole thing, man. Since day one of the whole Diddy situation, she's like archival with the information. Uh, and this documentary, and I've seen him doing the interviews talking about it, and he was like, "I can't believe he can't," because he's talking about case,
Mm-hmm.
and he's recording it. Right, just listening him talk to his lawyers. He gave me the Dame Dash energy. He went full Dame Dash. I haven't seen the documentary. I'm just talking about like from the previews and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Listening to him talk to his lawyers, like you gotta let the lawyers do their job, bro. Like, it was like, you remember the videos of him trying to tell Biggie, you know, trying to correct him in the booth and all that stuff like that, like Puff Daddy correcting Biggie
Yeah.
Smalls, and then that he like they're shooting a video, they got a whole director, and he's just there like, no, do it like this, do it like that. That's how he was with his lawyers. The definition of controlling. And they said something about him that was very telling. The man is compensating. He is
Usually
a
are.
very small man on the inside, so he overcompensates, right? That's why he wants to get that guy and that girl. You guys come to my bedroom, go to work, and go. And he wants to watch it. He wants to direct it. He wants control, right? It's a power fantasy. The thing is, he's actually in power, right? And I I agree with the jury's findings, right? They'd never tried him for his greater crimes,
No.
right? He was being charged with all kind of weird stuff. We wanted to know about the kidnappings and the blackmail, right? I'm like, what is this prostitution stuff, right? Racketeering, like he's a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? He's not selling women. He's paying them to come over and do weird stuff with baby oil. He's paying them money. And that's what you're trying him on. And that's what he's found guilty of. Fine. But people were upset because they wanted to know about I wanted to know personally about the kidnappings, right?
I just want them to set him free. Like that's it.
You want Diddy to go free?
I want Diddy to go free.
Free Diddy. You're saying that on TV
Here's why.
because you're from New York.
I'm basing no. One, I didn't see the documentary. I didn't see the documentary. And this is me being unbiased.
Unbiased. Okay.
He got convicted of prostitution. Shouldn't nobody get 4 years for prostitution?
Not consenting prostitution, no.
Not consenting prostitution. Period. Now, if they had put him on trial for all the other stuff and he got convicted of that stuff, throw him under the jail. But 4 years for prostitution, dog. My whole thing is this: trafficking is literally flying someone to come see you, and
Okay.
you knowing y'all about to get down.
That's not trafficking.
Yes, the hell it is.
No. Trafficking is I control the means for you to make the purchases.
No, 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 no,
Like
no, no.
drug trafficking, right? I am
Yeah.
transporting drugs from point A to point B with the intent to sell.
Mhm.
Therefore, I am a trafficker.
Kenny,
If
if
oh,
you
wait, time
fly
out.
a chick
Let,
out,
let me finish though. Let me finish.
go ahead.
If I buy drugs from you from point A to B with the intent to use, I'm just buying drugs, right?
Yes,
So trafficking basically means I am making money, right?
you ain't got
On,
to make money.
no, or if I don't make money, it's not trafficking.
Oh, yes, it is.
How Sway? There has to be
No,
there has to be a transfer of goods and services.
it just got to be money and services. That's all. All this is money and services. That's it.
If I pay a prostitute,
Yes.
that's pimping and pandering, right?
Yeah.
I paid. That means they're going to give me a charge,
Uh-huh.
right? Well, I take that back. Pimping and pandering is the guy the trafficker, right?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
am a pimp. I have hoes and I have clients.
But you're not a pimp.
If I put the Johns with the hoes, I am a pimp. That makes me the pimp. My
Yes.
charge would be pimpery and pandering.
And, and you know who's trafficking?
Mm-hmm.
The client.
They're not traffickers.
Here's the thing, dog. You're saying they're
What's
not
the difference
because
between
to you,
a drug trafficker and a drug smuggler?
I think they're the same thing personally.
Okay, we'll ask the
Well,
AI.
ask, because here's the thing. Check this out. Check this out.
Mm-hmm.
If you fly a chick out with the intent on doing things with that person sexually, that is trafficking, especially across state lines. I was
Okay.
in shock until I found this out too. Trust me. I was where you are.
Okay. The core elements.
Haven't you realized
The core elements
the
of
whole
human
term getting flued out kind of slowed down?
trafficking.
Haven't you realized that it kind of went a little bit easy?
The core tenets of trafficking: the act, the recruitment, harboring, transportation, provisions, or obtaining of a person. All right. The means: the use of force, fraud, coercion, threats, psychological manipulation, abuse of power, debt, bondage. The purpose: the exploitation of a person for forced labor or commercial sex. Right? Sex trafficking specifically: forcing or coercing individuals, forcing or coercing individuals
Coerced, hey, spitting that
into
game is
commercial
coercing.
sexual exploitation, which can include escort services, illicit massage businesses, or pornography. Right?
Yes, Kenny. Yes, yes, yes. Craziness. I know. It messed me up too, dog. I was with you. I was with you until I read what the hell they got under sex trafficking. And I said, holy crap. They really do. And what threw me more off was when we went to Hong Kong, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had to get, the whole brief, trafficking in persons and all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you really don't pay attention to those briefs, okay? We just knew we had to go out with, it was three of us. We had two buddies, and we ended up staying at a hostel in Hong Kong, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, right? And they told us the spots to stay away from and the spots we can go to.
Oh,
So,
this is a military trip.
military trip, I was on a Frank Cable for 15 days. So we going to the nightclub where everybody at, all right? It was three
Mm-hmm.
of us. We couldn't leave each other. So if one want to go, we all got to go. If
Buddy
two
system.
want to go,
Buddy system, yeah.
we all got to go. Cool. So we was in the nightclub, ended up meeting, they ended up meeting two chicks. The shorty I was trying to get to, like, I was dragging my feet. So the people, the two girls that they had met, they took us to another spot, right?
Yeah.
Bar, pool table, everything cool. We saw a couple military dudes in there. Everything was all right, cool, blah, blah, blah. And then, long story short, we ended up getting another chick in there, so we all got one. Now we heading back to the hotel,
Back to the
and
hotel.
hostel. Some of the funniest things happened that night that I've ever seen in my life. The girl that one of my buddies was talking to just took off running. Like, just out of the blue, just
That means you running too then, right?
Marion. No, because I don't know where she's running to or from, and there's nothing out. Like, she just took off. We like, yo, what happened? He said, I don't know. Okay, cool. We still heading back to the thing. He's upset that the chick that he with left. So we only had a room with 2 beds. I told him I'm getting the bed. So they was like, whatever. The dude who chick left, he got mad. So he said, yo, I'm getting the bed, so I don't care. So my other friend, I ain't gonna say no names, went into the bathroom with he had a female. When we get to the room, the girl that I've been talking to all night, that's been a teacher, showing me her kids and all of this, talking about me pay for anything to do with her. Excuse me? I don't do
Oh,
that. You
okay.
ain't getting none of this.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Sorry. I roll over.
I ran into that in Dubai.
I'm like,
I ran
what?
into that
No,
in Dubai.
sorry.
Hey.
I roll over. Now, mind you, the the female that I was with, we picked her up at the other spot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a couple minutes go by, my friend, he comes out the bathroom and he just passes out on the floor, just like unmovable, right? 30 seconds go by, the girl comes out trying to wake him up. He is not moving. He is passed out. We done had so much to drink that night. Like
Okay.
he ain't moving.
She don't took his soul. I'm like, what? It sounded like he money
So
well spent.
hey, it is what it is. So like she spent like a good 5-10 minutes trying to wake him up. I'm thinking in my head, like, why is she trying so hard to wake this man up? Like he is out. Like he ain't getting up. So the girls ended up leaving, right? They leave. As soon as the door closed, m- my man picked his head up, like, yo, they gone? What? You was up that whole time? He's like, yo, we was in there and we did whatever. And then she started talking about paying her money. I said, what?
He dined and dashed.
So, well, he didn't know that that's what she was about. So then after this gets told, I'm like, yeah, yo, the shorty next to me was trying to tell me about that too. So I just rolled over. Then my other friend gonna be like, oh, that's what they were saying? Because the other girl outside, apparently she was trying to talk to him about money early. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't speak Hong Kong. He was like, money? No, baby, we just spent that money in the club. Like, what are you talking about? So she took off running because she already knew it was a waste of her time. I
Oh,
think the
trying to get
running
back to the
off
club. She had to get
was a
back to work.
cue for the other two girls to dart off too. Like, yo, y'all wasting y'all time with these two. No, I swear. Because, and then we realized that what they was doing was they was going to the club that they knew we can go into and taking groups of us to the other spot to meet other ladies of the night
Mm,
to go with.
mm.
And that's all trafficking in persons. Yeah.
I met some real drug traffickers or human traffickers in Dubai. It's real shady. In hindsight, it's real tragic how they do it. They got you out there. They take your passports. They're selling their bodies, and so we get to Dubai, and I'm the other way around. They tell me all the places not to go.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the first places I'm gonna go. We in the streets. We in the streets, man. And in Dubai, there aren't many people like us,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you're out there having a good time doing stuff you wouldn't do at home. And we go a couple places and we see what we think are, black people. A whole pot of them. There's like, I don't know, 12, but they're all women. They're all women and they're dressed up. It's not late. It's like 7 o'clock. Right. So we follow them like, oh, hey, we let's find out where they're going. Yada. They notice us following and they're like, come on, come on, come on. I'm like, oh, and they're speaking English. Well, we thought they were speaking English. So they take us to some spot and we're just in there. We're trying to talk to them and they're like African. Right. They're African chicks. And we're talking to them. They're just nodding their heads. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I don't know her name. I'm gonna call her Nefumi. Right? Nefumi walks in, and everybody, even the girls, they're like, "Damn." Nefumi walks in. She has cherubic features. Her waist is like this big, and her backside is like a truck. She looks like she's built like a power lifter. And then, at that age, I don't know how old, I must have been like 24, 25. I have no fear. I have no fear at all. So when she looks over my direction, I look back and I give her she beelines for me. I swear, I don't know. She floated. She was walking, but her legs weren't moving and she was getting closer and closer and closer. I couldn't breathe. She leans down to me. Right? I'm talking about like this close to my face.
Mm-hmm.
And she says in broken English, basically, do you want to smash? I'm like, excuse me? Hey, girl,
You touched the
what kind of man do you think I am?
bird.
Right? She is obviously a lady walker. And at 25 years old, I just was not into giving my money away. Wasn't into it.
I'm with you.
But it's the culture of the military, right? There's peer pressure, all this, and she's the girl's beautiful, drop dead. No matter what your preference is, if you're white, but white person never dated a black woman in her life. When she walked in the room, you be like, damn, that she's fine. I just was not. I don't know. I was scary. You know what I'm saying? What if you get like an STD and all this stuff? Because the military did a good job brainwashing me on these Liberty ports.
That wasn't brainwashed. That was on purpose.
They had me. It wasn't gonna happen. And I remember going back to the ship. It's like Nefumi. Nefumi.
Dog, listen,
Regret. But I had too much fear. Like, damn. But the conversation came up a lot. The guys I was with was not with paying for sex. But
I was one of them guys.
The guys
too.
who came in a little later,
oh, they was all for it.
with it. They had been there before. They had came back, and they saw us, and it was like, yeah, like no. We're going elsewhere. And it was during like some kind of national cricket tournament. So everywhere you went,
it was live then.
It was live. Like I didn't even know cricket was a major world sport. It was like
second largest sport in the world.
For that time, it was bigger than anything.
It was probably no. Soccer was still number
one.
Oh
no, soccer. I said for that moment.
Oh,
it was bigger than anything. But those port visits.
You have to watch out. But yeah, that's trafficking. Like I was talking to my wife, like, yo, we was dating, and I was flying to Chicago. That was trafficking.
Oh, Lord Jesus. We're at 49 minutes, man. Anything you want to add?
Nah, I have nothing.
All right. That's the show for today. I'm K. Russ.
This is OJ.
Peace.
Peace.